Another beautiful day, and this is how you made your million show right here on One TV live on Facebook. And this program is all about bringing businessmen and women on board to share with us their beginnings, what they went through, and the challenges they went through before becoming the persons we see to be happy, the persons we see on our screens on daily basis, and also how they feel enjoying their wealth today. And don't forget, the show is brought to you by GH Waves, Daviba Graphics, and CJ Hair and Beauty Plus. And today I have with me a special guest. But before then, I go for a commercial break. When I come back, I will introduce him to you. My name is Atuah. Welcome back from the break, and as I said, this is the How You Made Your Million show on One TV, and we're also live on Facebook. And as I said, I have a guest with me, and he's the president of Youth Focus Ghana and also the organizer for Youth Event Awards, and he's in the person of Mr. Richmond K. Atuah. He's here with me to share with us his experiences. Hello, Mr. Richard.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing, please?
Well, and you?
I'm very fine. We want to ask you, tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, as you rightly mentioned, I'm Richmond Atuah, and I'm also the president of Youth Focus Ghana and also the founder of the Youth Event Awards, and also I'm a teacher and then the district UN coordinator for Ghana East District.
Okay, that's so impressive. When did you really start? When did you start? I mean, when did you think of becoming a businessman or the entrepreneur that you are now?
All right, as in life, everyone has to start from a humble beginning to actually a level that you want to see yourself. Apparently, I started when I completed secondary school. When I completed, I came back home, and then I thought it very wise enough that we, the youth in Ghana, actually always depend on the government for them to actually employ us into the public services. So I told myself, why not let me create a platform where I could actually gain or employ the youth to make ends for themselves. So that's basically where I started from secondary school, and then up until now I'm still in tertiary school.
So Mr. Richmond, would want to know Are there any challenges that you went through? Because definitely, I know starting up something like this, it's not going to be easy. So, did you go through any challenges? Does anyone try to pull you back when you wanted to do this?
Okay, in life, actually, when you want to start a great thing in life, people would actually be giving you bad words to disencourage you from whatever you want to do. But you have to stick and stay with your plans that you want. Actually, yes, I had so many challenges that come through my way when I want to set up all this and financial aspects, and then getting the labor to support me, getting the land to even put up an office was a huge problem for myself. So I thought it wise to start from where I could actually have a small place with people that can actually help. People threw in their weight against what I was to do, but then I never let those words pull me back. So there are many challenges as to compare financial issues, but I think that those challenges actually pushed me up to where I am today.
All right, yeah, you said something about finances. I mean, so how were you able to finance the organization? Like, who supported you through that?
Okay, in terms of financing my company or financing the event that I'm doing, it actually came from individuals' pockets, and also sponsorships, and then personal. I also had to invest money into it. As the saying goes, so you can't actually be there and then actually won't invest much, and you're expecting people to help you or get more from people. So we kept money into it. I seeked for sponsorship from different companies, and lo and behold, they came on board, and then I actually had to do this thing with so many people. So I had people that also supported me with money, and then I did it with them. Yeah.
All right. You also said that you pushed money into it, but I know that you said you were a student, or you were a student. So how were you able to get that money that you pushed into the business now?
Okay, that's very interesting. You know, in life, if you want to actually be a successful person, you need to actually work extra hard to actually become a great person in future. When I was a student, when I'm still a student, I was only working as a part-time. You understand? So from the proceeds of the part-time, and then I just use it to invest into my project. So basically, that's where I was getting the small money from financing my event, and then probably from sponsorship from companies also helped me push the brand.
Where did you get your inspiration from, or where do you get your inspiration from?
You know, when I wake up early in the morning, I always have an inspiration, and my inspiration is just to wake up and then see the sun, and then also see my mom talk to me. So just the words from my mom alone early in the morning, knocking my door, and I was like, "Good morning, my son, how are you doing?" That alone is the inspiration that I drew from. So because of her, I'm just working hard.
All right, viewers, as you heard, he said his mother inspired him to do what he's doing now. And so on this note, we're going for a break. When we come back, the conversation continues. Stick and stay. Come back from the break, and it's still the How You Made Your Million show on One TV, and we're also live on Facebook. And don't forget, this show is brought to you by GH Waves, Daviba Graphics, and CJ Beauty Salon. I'm still here with Mr. Richmond, and so let's find out more from him. Hello, Mr. Richard. We also want to know, I actually read somewhere that the Youth Events Award has been changed to Youth Excellence Award. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, it is true what you read. The source is true that it has been changed, but I think exclusively you've had good information from there. Yes, we've changed from Youth Event Awards to Youth Excellence Awards. Over the past years, the main brain or the main mind or agenda behind the award scheme was to empower and honor the youth who are actually doing well in the creative art industry and then general excellence. But it came up in time that we actually had to change the name just because of our categories. Now we have certain categories that, for instance, let's say youth agriculture or youth in filmmaking, but the name of the scheme is youth event hours. Someone might ask you, why is it that agriculture is having something to do with events? So that made us actually change the name of the award scheme. So from now, it is no more Youth Event Awards, but it is Youth Excellence Awards. But officially, we've not yet bring it out. That's why I said exclusively, you've had the information right.
All right, sir. And we would also want to know, how is this organization going? How is it going?
Youth Excellence Awards, okay, let me just say Youth Excellence Awards rather, is an award scheme, earlier I stated, to empower the youth and to equip them in their various fields that they are doing well in. I think last year was the first ever scheme that we did, and then it took over the country because we started, we launched it at the Airport View Hotel, and then we had the main night at the Silver Star Tower at the airport residential area, which we had almost getting to 2,000 people attending this event, and then also getting people who are known in the industry, people who are known in communities to come grace this event for us. Yeah.
All right, so that is personal. Are you married?
Yes, I can say I'm not married.
You are not married. Yes, you can say you are not married. Okay, any girlfriends, fiancés?
Not fiancé, but I do have, not fiancés, probably, it should be singular. I have a fiancé, which in no time will get married.
I also want to ask you, what do you, where do you see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years? Where do you see yourself with this organization or with the businesses you are into? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years to come?
Okay, as we started, it's barely 3 years now, and we have actually extended our borders to Liberia, Cameroon, Nigeria, Togo, and then Benin. So I think just 3 years we've covered this far, and I think 5 years we will see ourselves to be where people would actually recognize the scheme more, and would also see ourselves in a place where we can actually employ more youth in the system that would not depend much on the government for their daily income.
So Mr. Richmond, what are some of the measures have you put in place to make sure that this year's events become a success?
That is quite a good question, though. If I want to elaborate or enumerate more of the measures that we are putting in place for a successful scheme this year, we wouldn't leave here. But then let me just mention a few. This year's scheme is actually going to be more of a diplomatic and a corporate one, of course. So we have the Ministry of Youth and Sports, who is our partner. We have the National Youth Authority. We have the NIEP, and then we also have the Ministry of Tourism also on board. Looking at this few key people on board, I think it's going to be more corporate. But apart from that too, there were so many problems coming out from last year's scheme. So we've actually put in measures where we don't want to rush. We want to actually take our time and then do with our criteria parts for this year. So this year's scheme, we are going to take our time. For the credibility of the award scheme, we want to assure our people who are going to follow in for the forms to just know that this year is going to be credible, and we're going to put voting chat every 2 weeks out on social media for people to know actually who is on top and who is going down, who is winning, who is not going. And then we are going to do this through also voting, so it's going to be free and fair. We'll release our dashboard to all social media, and we'll be going to media stations, one TV is interviewing me, probably we might have even one TV also on board for every week to actually have our dashboard known to the nominees. So there are so many measures that we've actually put in place to make this year's scheme very exciting, impactful, and a successful one, of course.
All right, and then what are you expecting this year's events? What are you really expecting to happen with this year's event?
More will come, and then the more is from us, and it's just because we don't want to rush things, so we are going to get more expectation, being it people gracing it, being it even we might even get the president even on board. If we've gotten the Ministry of Youth and Sports on board, who knows, we might even get the president on board. So we're expecting much this year, so it's going to be very exciting one this year.
All right, that is your camera. We want you to look into the camera and then tell people out there, I mean the youth, somebody out there wants to do something, he or she wants to set up something. What will you tell that person? I mean, what advice would you give to that person?
Every passion that you have in everything that you are doing, just know that your beginning will be scrambled, your beginning will be tough, your beginning will be very hard for you, but continue doing it, and then persistence, just continue doing it, and then one day it will yield off. We shouldn't follow this social vices and then all these bad behaviors, but let's keep on doing what our heart tells us to do, and then lo and behold, in future we'll get what we need.
All right, thank you so much for talking to us. We really appreciate it, and we hope to see you next time on One TV. So you heard him say, whatever it is that you want to do, just be focused, determined, and at the end of the day you would be able to do it. And this is where we end today's show. But before then, I am also telling you, whatever it is that you want to do, just think it, let your heart believe it, and trust me, you will achieve it. And this program was brought to you by GH Waves, and GH Waves is an entertainment blog. So for all your entertainment news, just log on to www.ghwaves.com and you will get all your information right there. And also Daviba Graphics, they are also into graphics and design. So for your complimentary card, your banners, your flyers, your backdrop, anything graphic design, just go to them and they will service you. And also CJ's Hair and Beauty Plus, they make me look beautiful, so you can go there and they'll also make you look beautiful. They are into casual makeup, bridal makeup, walk-in makeup, pedicure, manicure, or hairstyle, anything beauty. Just go to CJ's Hair and Beauty Domi Pilatu. You can also call her on 055-654-9898. My name is Patience Ojo. See you same time next week. I'm out.